Hello AAC, welcome to this tutorial on how to use Planning Center and Church Center. As you guys might have noticed, we've been using that language a lot lately, talking about Planning Center and Services and Church Center, but it's time you actually learned how to use it. So hopefully this tutorial helps, and if you have any questions, you can always contact me at aac.amaris.henry@gmail.com. Before we begin, here's a couple things you guys need to do. So take a moment to download the Church Center app. You can do that by going into the App Store on your phone and searching for Church Center. Once you have the app, go ahead and open it. So you can let the app use your location if you want, or you can search for the church manually. So I'm going to click on my church, and if you claim this as your church, then say, "This is my church." So you can enter a mobile number now. We recommend that you do this. Obviously, you can also use your email as well, but this is just a way to get in contact with you if you've signed up for an event or just to have that number on file. I'm going to enable Touch ID just as a two-factor authentication because through Church Center you can tithe, and so Church Center holds onto your banking information, which you don't want stolen. So highly recommend putting in either your Face ID or your Touch ID, or just I think it might also ask for your phone password, so definitely do that. Right, so now that we're in the Church Center app, we're going to get started and take a look at all of the different things that you can do. So first of all, Church Center is the hub of everything. The Church Center app contains everything regarding events, check-ins, groups, giving, and even more. So the Church Center app has 5 tabs. It has Home, Give, Groups, Check-in, and Sign-ups. So the Home button shows church information, services, times, locations, and contact details. The Give tab is our new way of online tithing. Traditional tithing has been on its way out for like the last decade. So with the majority of our banking being online, it makes sense that our giving should transition as well. We'll get into this a little bit more later on. Groups. If you're part of a group or you wish to join a group, you can do that here. You'll find all of your dates, any of the times, any of the meeting places, who's in the group, who's leading the group, all of that information. Check-ins. Through Check-in, you can easily sign your kid up for Rooted Kids or any other children's ministries that we have. And with a QR code, you'll be able to sign your child in and out of a service. And finally, sign-ups. If we're ever hosting an event at AAC, you will know about it through the Church Center app. If we ever need you to register for something, you can go ahead and do that. If there's anything, like any youth event that ever needs an additional fee at all, or like any travel details, that'll all be in sign-ups once you register for an event. So now we'll go a little bit more into detail about each of these 5 tabs. So the Give tab looks like a little calculator. Pretty easy. You just type the amount that you want to give, and from there you can choose the fund, set up a reoccurring donation, and add a payment method. So right now we don't really have a lot of groups just because we haven't been running a lot of them recently, but you will find youth group and women's Bible study, as well as young adults. We have a bunch of groups that are pending right now, just waiting for a couple more COVID restrictions to lift, and then we can start a lot of those up. Next up, we have signups. If we're ever running an event at AAC, you will know about it through signups. Right now, we've got Roots Worship as our only event running, so if you want to test out signups, go ahead and sign up for it now. Next up, we've got check-ins. It's super easy, so let's go through it together. So once you're in check-in, you should see every member of your family. Click on the child that you want to check in, and from the drop-down menu, because the ages are already inputted into each profile, your child will automatically be selected for their location based on age. Yeah, so if you have like a toddler, they're not going to Rooted Kids because they're too young. Unless your child is in the age range for that location, they won't be allowed to register, or you won't be allowed to register your child for that specific location. If the location has specific options, you can select the options that pertain to your child, including like diaper bag, nursing, snack allowed, things like that. And then once you're done that, you'll be given a QR code on your phone that the leader can scan, and that can scan your child in and out of their location. So let's take a look at your profile. All you have to do is click in the upper right corner on your profile icon. So a lot of you are part of a household already, whether you know it or not, probably because I've gone into Planning Center and put you into your own households manually. But if you are part of a household and it doesn't show up on Planning Center for you, please let me know, because just for safety reasons, we can't have people editing their own family members. For the most part, the majority of you should already be in your family group, and you'll be able to see that here in My Household. So once you're in your profile, you'll be able to edit your profile, your registrations, your groups, your giving, any services, as well as any like technical details about your account. You've learned a lot, but that's the Church Center app. So thank you so much for joining me. And again, if you guys have any questions or if something just wasn't clear enough, please let me know, and hopefully we can work through that. As well, we'll also have a tech desk that's open after every Sunday service, staffed by anyone who knows anything about Church Center. So if you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to come to one of us. We'll have a nice sign that looks like this. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be about Church Center. If you're having any trouble with the live streams or the Facebook group or the Instagrams, anything like that at all, please come to us with your questions, and hopefully we can work that out quickly and easily. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you later. Hello volunteers, welcome to the Services app tutorial. Before we begin, here's a couple things we gotta do. First, download the Services app from the App Store. Once you have the Services app, please log in with your Church Center information. Both of these apps are linked together in what's called Planning Center, and so if you don't already have an account in Church Center, please do that first, as that will make it a lot easier for you in Services. All right, welcome to Services. It might be kind of tricky to learn, but it's really, really important. Take a look at the Services app and locate the 5 main tabs on the bottom. Just like Church Center, it has 5 main tabs. Let's take a look at Schedule. In your schedule, there are 4 main things you want to take a look at. Family. If you have access to more than one family member, you can choose them by clicking on your name and choosing from the drop-down menu. From there, you can take a look at their schedule as well. Requested to serve. If you've been requested to serve, that will show up here. If you haven't already confirmed a service, there will be a confirm or deny button for you to click below. In your services, your present confirmed services will appear. Blockout dates. If you're unable to serve for any given time at any given date, please include those times and dates here. Adding a blockout date. Click on Add Blockout and select a date. From there, fill in the box for the dates and times you'll be unavailable. You can also edit family members as well by clicking on their profile. Before we leave the scheduling page, what else do you see? All right, let's move on to the next tab, Plans. So for most of you, it's applicable to just choose Sunday services, and I'm going to choose the most recent one, which is upcoming, which is February 20th, 2020. And so once you've opened this page, take a look at your subcategories. Here you'll find your song list, team members, scheduled times, notes, and files. Worship leaders, this part's for you, so pay attention. In Plans, open Order. To input a song into a slot, click on the slot that you wish to fill. Add a song from the list. We'll be looking at how to add new songs after this. Inputting your songs is really critical. This really helps us in the back, but it also really helps your own worship team to know what kind of songs you want to do, what arrangements, and they can have all that information before Sunday rehearsals even begin. Songs. So in songs, you'll find anything that we've already inputted. Any of the worship leaders that have inputted songs, you'll be able to find that all here. Right now we have 89 songs inputted, but I'll show you how to input your own. If you wish to perform a song that we don't have, you can input it through the Songs tab. Navigate to Songs. Click on the plus button. If it's a well-known song, it will appear when you type it in. However, so if the system doesn't recognize the song or you can't find the right one with the same title, just scroll to the bottom of that list and you'll find Create a New Song. You'll be able to give it a title, any arrangements that you have, the starting key, any capos, and again, if the song is kind of well-known, Song Select might be able to find the lyrics and the chords for you. Otherwise, you'll be able to input that manually. Input the correct settings accordingly, and the song will be added to the list for future use. Be sure to look over every song that you input. Song Select doesn't always input the right information that you need, so always double check it and make sure that it's not a completely different song. Let's make this app even easier. We don't really use the Media or the People tab, so don't worry about it for now. Alright, you've reached the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much, volunteers, for everything that you've done for Aldergrove Alliance Church. As always, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me at my email. As well, we'll also have the tech desk open after every Sunday service. So if you guys have any questions about Church Center, Services app, YouTube, Facebook, anything at all, even if it doesn't pertain to the church, you can always ask us then, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you very much.